The war in Afghanistan may officially be over, but recent headlines suggest the impact of America's longest war will last. Army veteran and author of the new book, Surviving Son, Scott DeLuzio, lost a brother in that fight, and he joins us to share his story and a message of hope with everyone here in Miami. Scott, welcome to Inside South Florida. Good morning.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jason.
Of course, my brother spent 8 years in Afghanistan, so this is a healing conversation for me as well. How has the tragedy of your brother's battlefield death impacted you, Scott?
Yeah, so my brother and I were both raised in a very patriotic family. We both joined the military after 9/11, answering the country's call to service, and we both were deployed in 2010 to Afghanistan at the same time. And during that deployment, Stephen tragically was killed in a firefight, and led me to go on a mission to go out and help veterans. And it led me to write this book, Surviving Son, and start my podcast, the Drive On podcast, both of which have the mission of really helping out veterans.
And that mission is so needed. You know, they say that the journey for our veterans is not, of course, for them being boots on the ground, defending our country, but also when they come home, that's another journey and another battle they have to fight. How can we help our troops, Scott, that are dealing with post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSD after serving in Afghanistan?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many things that are being done to help out veterans. And that's why I started the Drive On podcast, because I personally knew several veterans who took their own lives after returning home from combat due to PTSD and the stresses of combat. And the numbers of people out there who are suffering with mental health issues are absolutely staggering. And there's so many organizations, nonprofits and other organizations that are out there who are doing great work to help out the veterans. And it's really just about raising awareness to let people know that, hey, there's these organizations out there who want to help you. You just need to be able to reach out and get that help. And so eliminating that stigma around mental health treatments and things like that is really important to do.
It's important to do. I would agree 100%. Your book, Surviving Son, Scott, reveals, honestly, some very raw emotions. What is the message of hope that you hope the readers extract from the book?
Yeah, so I hope that the veterans and the service members who pick up a copy of my book, Surviving Son, I really hope they do reach out and grab a copy of that book. But I hope that they learn from my mistakes and learn that there's healthy ways to deal with PTSD and the stresses of combat. But I also hope that the civilians, people who maybe never served in the military, I hope they learn about the sacrifices that we make in the military community, in the veterans, and how it affects our families. So families like mine, the Gold Star families, where we lost my brother overseas in Afghanistan, but also the communities that we lived in, and hope they learn about what we all have to go through.
Well, Scott, with that said, you mentioned civilians, everyday people. A lot of our viewers are watching right now have family members or know someone that has served. What is something that every American can do to help our veterans?
Yeah, I think everyone out there can real easily go out and learn a little bit about what veterans deal with on a day-to-day basis, the things that they deal with, and try to help bridge that gap between the military and civilian world, where the veterans who are coming back from overseas, they really feel disconnected from the rest of the society. And so learning about what they deal with, my book, Surviving Son, talks about my story, my brother's story, and our family's story, and really helps to dive into some of those issues. But my podcast also, we talk to so many different veterans and talk about the issues that they struggled with when they came back home from overseas. So those are both great ways, checking out the book and the podcast, to learn more about the issues that we all face.
Scott, thank you for sharing, and also thank you for your service. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you this morning with us here on Inside South Florida. Be well.
Thanks, Jason.